Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. Our heroes have raised an army to take back Akkah. Moss disguised Standus to keep him safe. Quinny poisoned Brutallatrix to give the Tinglers an edge. And Butthole and Reginald won glory in the arena and convinced the nation to rise up with them. But can they defeat the Horde and Archibald, or will their rebellion end now? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Archibald Tingler versus the Tingly boys. It's all come down to this, as with your respective war cries, the two crowds begin to just rush at each other. Archibald, again, just like big smile on his face, like as he sees you kind of like, you know, do your monster roar, he cracks the goo vial against his arm, and rather than doing the full body takeover that happened to our other Archibald, this is some proper like Devil May Cry arm blade shit, where just his arm kind of like contorts as the blade shapes around it, and he begins to rush towards you. Let's roll so much initiative.
All right.
Great.
Do you want to roll from Quinny wherever he may be?
I do.
And Moss?
I mean, you were tailgating, so theoretically we walked out the front. You're here.
Around.
Yeah. The team has gathered.
We just didn't get specific about it.
16.
16 for Moss.
17.
Okay, 17 for Quinny.
That's a nat 1 for Reginald. He's going last. And Butthole gets a 4.
All right, Tingly boys are going late. Okay. Top of the round is Archibald. So I want you to imagine as this is happening that there's a swirl of combat around you. The Horde is less in number but higher in training. However, the adamantine armor and the fervor that everyone has been whipped up to in support of the Tingly boys is quite something. So with kind of like battle cries on both sides, people begin to rush forward. Vital Statistics, with his like 7'9" frame, is like whipping up the crowd. You know, he's got his maul high above his head. People are running up behind him, yelling, "Resurrectors, resurrectors!" And then all of a sudden, you see his face pinch, and he holds his stomach. And Quinny, from where you're standing, you know what's kicking in, and you just see him kind of like as the army like rushes past him, he begins to hunch over, and then he just says, "No, no. I have been healed. I have been brought back. I will power through." And just as your horrible, horrible medicine runs through him, he charges forward into the fray. So the armies smash into each other, and the battle begins. Archibald.
Tom, Butthole has some stress. He's been gearing himself up for this fight. He's still got all his stress. He didn't use any. Could I use some of his stress to have had taken a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on himself and boost his AC?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, for the record, there was that moment of everyone being like, huh? So if there's any fucking Super Saiyan shit you want to do before we go into combat, and Moss, that's true of you as well, if there's anything you wanted to do, everyone gets their moment just before the army smash.
Great. If we're picturing that Avengers pass, it's like it passes over. We see Butthole just like cast golden light onto his own armor, and you can just see some of that ephemeral gold shielded armor around himself. And he's going to trade off his Forsaken helm for his actual king helm with his like beaten crown on it. Still plugging ears. Got to be careful about that. When it passes over Reginald, who's still in his monstrous form, he just pulls out his potion of invulnerability that he has, because this feels like a moment where he really needs to be invulnerable. And he's just going to stopper it and drink it down. And you just see the flesh of his skin change color. I'm just doing a little flavor on this because it wasn't specific. But you see it almost do the stone skin thing, only it's fully moving. He now has resistance to all physical damage, piercing, bludgeoning, etc.
Nice.
For the next minute.
Cool.
Quinny's got a little bit of prep here too, then, if that's what's going on.
Yep.
Quinny pulls out another potion. We all packed a few potions here, and one of the finer vintages he has on him is a potion of blurred speed. Pops the stopper on that, downs it, and he now has the effects of haste on him for the next minute.
Awesome. What does haste do?
Haste does a lot. Give me 2 seconds to pull up the spell.
Sure thing. And Moss, do you have any?
Moss is definitely going to down the potion of frost giant strength.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Yep. And that gives you...
Basically, it increases my strength to +6.
Fuck, yeah. All right.
Nice.
Everybody's having some potion
Yep.
times.
Yep. It's. I mean, I knew it was going to happen at some point. I was like, we need to save this for when it matters. Fighting Archibald feels
I think
like it
it
matters.
matters.
Archibald and the Horde.
And the
like, it's
Horde,
not just him.
yeah.
It's like, okay, we might have to fight a lich in a bit, but if we lose this fight, there's no
Yeah.
fucking lich.
If you want it now, Tom, I can read
Sure,
out
yes,
haste
please.
for you. Okay, so until the spell ends, this is for when you cast haste, the target's speed is doubled. I gain a +2 bonus to armor class. I have advantage on dex saving throws, and I gain an additional action on each of my turns. That action can only be used to take the attack action.
Wosk.
Dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action, but that's
Nice. Yeah.
that's not what I'm going to be using it for.
I assumed.
When the spell ends, I can't move or take actions until after the next turn as a wave of lethargy sweeps over me. So if we go 10 turns, it's up to 1 minute. If we go 10 turns in this, then all of a sudden things are going to slow down for old Quinny.
Fair enough. All right. Well, let's see what happens then. Okay. Archibald leaps forward, and again, just like a bit of the supernatural jump strength, and coming down. I think he's going to go. He doesn't know who Bobbert is still. He has Butthole doesn't exist in his world, so he's going after Reginald. He is going to take 3 slashes with his symbiote blade. What is your jacked up AC?
It's 19, because Reginald, he's just got resistance to damage. AC stays the same.
Gotcha. All right, so he will hit with 2. This is a magic weapon, which I believe negates physical resistance.
What kind of damage does it do?
It is a slashing weapon.
Then he still has resistance to that. If it was radiant or fire or any of those, he doesn't have those, but he has resistance to slashing, bludgeoning, piercing. Unless the magic goes around it, even though it's slashing, which I don't know. Because it was
traditionally damage resistance is, although it should state it. So for example,
it's okay. Double checked. It's resistance to all damage. Apparently, it looks like iron. So I will say his skin did not turn the color of stone. He now looks like Colossus from X-Men, top to bottom.
how I'd imagined it anyway. So we're
Lovely.
just, it's just synchronicity.
Just
All right,
wear
so-
Colossus.
yeah, from all damage is going to be very helpful in this particular instance. So good pull. All right, so that is on the first one, 16 points of damage, so halve to 8.
Yep.
And on the second one that went through, another 16 points of damage, halve to 8.
Okay.
So he'll hit you with those, and then that's it for his turn because he had to smash the vial.
Okay.
So that's it for him. He's in there. He's laughing. He's furious. C'est ça. Next up, we have Quinny.
I'll join the Tingly boys in the fray here against Archibald. So
Okay.
just from out of the just carnage of 2 groups clashing together, Quinny just squeezes and scrambles through the legs at alarming speed, and wants to basically almost like a pinball, like hit the center point of this arena where like there's a clearing, I guess, of where Archibald and Butthole and Reginald are fighting. Just when he hits the center of that, just in like a right angle turn, like Roadrunner Looney Tunes style,
Sure.
to come up behind Archibald and start attacking.
Great, go for it. And before you ask, yes, you do.
Thank you. Thank you, Daddy. 6. We'll take the 10. All right, first hit is a 22.
Yep.
All right. Oh, this is good. This is very good. Okay. 12 plus 5. 17 plus 3 for 20 plus 7. First one is 27 damage.
Fucking hell. All right.
Oh, I don't roll damage again yet. Sorry. Second hit, Or second attempt to hit. Oh, that's a 19 plus stuff.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm just going to do the third one right now to see. 21.
Yes.
Okay, so all 3 attacks hit. These next 2 don't have backstab because it's only once per turn for me. 8 and 7, 15.
Okay.
Double ones. 2 and 7, 9.
Okay. All right. Strong hits. Not light, not nothing. Amazing. So you're like in there working the spine, working the back, which brings us to Moss.
Is everyone engaged? Like, is everyone?
Yes,
I would
we're
say
all in
so.
hand-to-hand combat.
No, but I mean, like, even like the Horde and everyone.
they're, like,
It's like everyone's
clashing, yeah.
clashing
Yes,
together.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm imagining, Tom, with the number of combatants we're talking about, there may be a few ranks behind the front, or is
Sure,
this
I mean
everybody's
everyone's
tussling?
crushing in, but yeah, it's just a street brawl now. So however you want to take that. If you're
Okay.
thinking about like dropping AoE spells, it's gonna be a bit messy.
Dropping what?
Area of
Area
effect
of
spells,
effect.
AoE.
Light of the moon, protect me.
Yeah.
Light
That's
of the
what I'm
moon,
like.
kill both sides.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, nah, probably not the best thing to do. But you know what? Juniper or Moss has got a hammer. She
Come on
can
in,
hit.
the water's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so why not join the fray? Fuck Archibald. Just fuck him right up. He got goo, right? Goo doesn't like radiant shit. So, Moss is she basically like wheeling in there, just like dodging around other people fighting, and then just looking for an opening amongst all like the other people hitting Archibald to make her mark.
All right, sneaking in there.
All right.
So this truly is the Avengers moment of the big bad with 4 heroes
fighting
around
Thanos.
all
Yeah,
lashing
yeah,
out. The
yeah.
camera's panning and spinning around us, getting
All
it.
right. So she's going to do both of her 2 attacks. So she's going to try to hit once, loop it around like she learned from Reginald, and hit again.
Sounds good.
First one is... I'm adding a bunch of shit now. 17 to hit.
17 will not hit.
Ah! Nat 20.
Nice.
That
Second
one does.
So that one will definitely hit. And I'm going to add Divine Smite
Hell yeah.
at level 3
Oh.
to that little baby there.
All right.
Okay, so let's go base damage first.
Laura, can I ask a clarifying question that
yeah.
might matter for this? You mentioned the radiant damage you're aiming for and the fact that you're talking about the black goo. Are you aiming for his arm or are you aiming for him?
The goo is just on his arm right now.
I don't know if Moss would know that that's like a
That's fine.
difference.
Then
like
just wait
it's
for
just
him.
like it's him.
Yep,
It's
go for it then.
we've always encountered things like the goo's always just been in.
Yep.
There's a
So-
lot going on. It's early days. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. Yeah.
That's not a D10. That was a D12. That would have been nice, but that's okay.
Well, thank you for your honesty.
So it's double, right?
Yeah.
2 plus. Okay, that's 11 slashing damage plus 12 slashing damage, and now radiant. Radiant isn't doubled. Divine Smite isn't doubled.
No.
Okay. So that's going to be automatic D8 because I have improved Divine Smite, plus 3 for the Divine, plus 1, plus 2. So I got to roll 68. Yeah. 5, 7, 12, 13, 14, 14. 24 radiant damage.
Okay. So 24.
Or...
Is it? In this case, it is 24 radiant damage. Because the
right,
goose is
because
separate
it's not
thing.
good. Yeah.
What is, and sorry, and your base damage from the critical?
23.
Okay, great. So solid hits. So total of 47 damage. And you just get in there and start like hammer pummeling him. First one misses, backswing hits him. And he just starts to laugh. He's having the best fucking time. And you see him
This guy.
just kind of like frothing at the mouth, like almost writhing into a frenzy as the goo begins to retract around his other arm, and they begin to spike out his massive spike fists.
Okay.
And he's having a grand old time. All right. That brings us to. Let's see who it brings us to. Nope, not yet. Next up, we have Butthole.
Butthole is ready to face off with the dad that he always thought he'd get to throw down with, and he's ready to do that, but he sees how fucked up and hurt Reginald is over on his side of the fight. Even though he's a colossus, he's like bruised and battered and beat up from both the match that just happened and getting hit now. And Butthole has this moment of he's so fucking livid at Archibald for not being able to protect his mom, because if Archibald had been smarter, he'd be able to do that. And he can kind of see the two paths of this moment. Can't really see beyond them, but there's like being his father's son and just being determined to kill his father, or being a better man than his father and foregoing this opportunity to attack to protect his brother, and realizing who he wants to be. So instead of lashing out forwards, he just extends his hammer sideways, and he's going to cast Cure Wounds on Reginald as his action this round.
Nice.
So let me just do that. He's got to look after his stupid idiot brother. Okay. Rolling some dice here. Double ones. Perfect. What a great sacrifice he made.
Oh.
11 plus 16 is 27 to his brother. Heals himself for a little bit, because it's spreading the love around. When you make a good choice, you do the right thing. And then he's not a perfect person, so he's also going to summon a spiritual hammer with his bonus action. So, sometimes there's a little bit for you among doing the right thing.
Yeah.
So his spiritual hammer will be attacking Archibald.
Nobody's nerfed. I try to kill my dad.
No, for me, Hoobastank's just playing.
But I can't. I can't. Oh, God.
I just had Ryan at the end of the things being like, big thanks to Reginald. A little bit of thanks to me.
Yeah. Jokes, nat one.
No.
Oh, fuck.
It's the classic destruction of Mjolnir moment of like the spiritual hammer flies at him, and he just reaches out with a symbiote hand and crushes it. And he locks eyes with you, and he recognizes you from the bar. And he just, as he's like taking hits and like smashing things around, he's just like, "Oh, you're the failed experiment. Way to channel the god of war, asshat." Bring us to Reginald.
Which would really offend Butthole if he could hear him. Reginald.
Roll me a perception. I'm going to say roll disadvantage because you have stuff in your ears.
That is Wait, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. God damn it, Butthole's good at that. I was like, that score's wrong. 16.
Oh, you fucking hear it. I'm sorry.
Oh. But Butthole takes that as an important thing to learn, which is he needs to hit this man in the fucking mouth. But luckily, while Butthole is busy being spoken to, Reginald takes this brief moment of not facing blades to crack his second gem and snort the ever-loving fuck out of it. Nice. So now he is as big as Colossus. He's just souping up the muscles all the way up, because it is possible, if he stacks the downsides of his mutagen craft, to have more than one active at a time. So he is adding to his strength beautifully to be a little nastier. So he is going to, with his flaming hammer, take 3 swings at his dad. Knowing that there are 4 people in engagement range, does he have advantage for these?
Yes, you absolutely
Majestic. Do. Okay, so for the first strike, that is a dirty 20.
Yep.
Second strike is a 21.
Yep.
Third strike is a 26.
Yes.
All right, here we fucking go. It's time to do the damage. So we will do the regular damage with the additions so we can make this easy. I'm going to give you 2 numbers, Tom, so we can both keep track of these numbers, which will be 32 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Oh, wait, that's more. Because he's stronger. My boy. It'll actually be 38 damage bludgeoning from his hammers, because that's
cool. I
additional.
drew a real sloppy 2, so they'll just add a line. And
Yay! And that will also do 7, 14, and 22 fire damage from the flaming hammer at the same time, for a total of
60, baby.
60 damage
Yeah.
from Reginald, who's he's not even saying anything. It's just snarling. But all he is, he's just so fucking high. Like these gems fuck him up. His metabolism is like the fastest it's ever been, but he's also the most muscle he's ever been. Like inside, he's just a train wreck. And normally he'd be terrified right now, but he's hopped up on fucking like aggression drugs and other things. So we just have a guy on cocaine and bath salts who's the size of Colossus, who feels invulnerable, just beating the fuck out of his abusive dad with a hammer. Like that's all that's happening here. He's living the life Butthole wants to lead.
See, that's what real brotherhood is about. You know, you enable each other to live your best life. Okay, great. Because Butthole rolled a 1, I'm going to not roll to see when this happens. It's just going to happen now.
Does the spiritual hammer still float around?
No, it's fucking done.
Oh man, double 1. There's a kick in the pants.
Well,
I dig it. I'm not complaining.
You pay the price. There is a sort of blast of necrotic energy that appears in the center of the crowd, just wiping, like just fully turning a bunch of people to skeleton ash as it hits. And you just hear a voice say, "Enough." And a drow dressed in just incredible finery that is all like very much hoarded up and is a drider, so like body of a spider, shows up. And Butthole and Quinny, you like vaguely recognize your first true nemesis, the Black Spider, the Emperor of the Horde. Has entered the field, and he just like literally is like looking around at what's happening, and is just like, this disgusting world. And he sort of like throws out his arms, 2 other arms split off of those arms, blades appear in them, and he's just going to start hacking his way towards all of you. It doesn't really matter if he's hitting a Horde or Akkah. He's just pinwheeling towards all of you. So that's fun. That's on the way. Top of the round is Archibald. Archibald is getting fucking spanked. So he, like the laughter is just as manic, but particularly Reginald, as you're like hammering down on him, he's like, "I must admit, I'm somewhat impressed." And Quinny, the words you really didn't fucking want to hear, he says, "Fine. Take it all." And the symbiote spreads up through his jaw. His jaw cracks and opens, and he whips into a frenzy, and basically is going to try and leap onto, like, he's smaller than Reginald, but he's going to try and leap up and just start, like...
Getting in there.
Yeah, he's going to try and burrow his way through.
I hate this guy so much.
Yep.
Just going for the burrow.
At hearing that, be original.
Archibald.
And Reginald, I'm sorry, your AC?
Reginald's is 19.
19. All right. Because he's frenzied, he's in his battle frenzy, he's now attacking with advantage on all attacks. So the first one will miss, nevertheless. Second one goes through. Third one goes through. Fourth one's a nat 20. So let's roll some damage. So from the non-crit... get 8 and for 14.
Okay.
From the second crit, 13, 22 plus stuff, 28.
Okay.
I said he hit 3 times, I think, yeah?
Yes, 3 hits. One was the crit, yeah.
And for the other non-crit, it is 16. As he begins to try and gore his way through your stomach. Luckily, he doesn't have a lot he can do other than that. He does. I mean, he has some other stuff, but he really wants to get in there. He just loves battle. Is literally he has a thing called battle loving, where he, it limits his ability to do other shit right now because he's really into it.
Any other day, he would be fucking crippling Reginald. But with this fucking Colossus shit in there, just sparks are flying off of him as these attacks happen. They're still digging in, and Reggie's just so fucking high that, like, his dad's impressed or whatever. And all Reginald's going is like, and it's just fucking like hammer. It's like watching a child try to climb a gorilla with a fucking club, just hammering this thing.
Amazing.
And the club's on fire.
Cool. Which brings us to our new entrant into the initiative order, Nezar, the black spider.
No.
So let's see how close he gets to you.
Don't you hear me say no?
I do. I just don't care. He starts hacking his way through, and you just see some he's doing. And there's so many people. The adamantine armor is actually slowing his speed a bit because he keeps his swords keep pinging off things, and finally he's like, I can't fucking believe this. And he just throws his arms out and turns to mist, and he's going to misty step into combat with you. So he just appears in a horrific puff of smoke. And I think it looks like Archibald's got Reginald. I'm going to see which of the three of you he goes after. Because Butthole currently isn't really doing any damage to him, so he's not like the visible target he would be. I didn't decide. I rolled the dice. It was a 4, and I'm like,
You saw a number and didn't know what that meant?
I didn't pick. I was like, oh, give assign everyone a thing.
Yeah.
Didn't do it. Yeah. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4. Quinny.
Right.
He's going in with his multi-attack.
Would you mind reading this damage out individually, please? I would like to uncanny dodge one of them.
Yes, I can understand that. All right. So the first one just misses, so you don't need to worry about that one.
All right, good start.
Second one will hit.
This is an armor class of 19 now.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a base 19, and then he adds a bunch of stuff. Right. So that one's good. Third attack hits, and fourth attack hits. So you've got 3 attacks that get through.
Okay.
The first one does 11 piercing and an additional 6 poison.
I gotta write these down.
Yep. Second one does 16 piercing and 8 poison.
I'll uncanny dodge that one.
Okay. Third one does 18 piercing and 6 poison. And then he's going to use a special skill he has called Endless Assault to burn a 2nd level spell slot in order to give him 2 more attacks. And you said 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first one will hit, and the second one will hit. So we've got 6, 10, and 10 piercing and 6 poison. And we've got 16 piercing and 5 poison.
Sorry, 16 piercing and 5?
5 poison.
21.
Thank you.
I will say if you want to use your uncanny dodge for...
I mean, I
you
called
burned
it out.
Yeah, fair enough.
We all need to know I could have stopped this from happening by burning one of my precious spell slots to counterspell the Misty Step, and I thought, no, I'll need it for later, because I'll be alive later.
This is your Uncle Ben moment. Great power, Tyler. Great responsibility.
So that becomes... This is bad. 49, 21 becomes 70, right?
Yep.
50. Plus 16 becomes 86.
Correct.
At full health, I would have had 1 hit point left from that one turn. I'm not at full health.
Oh.
Quinny falls.
Well, shit. It's a bummer because it's your turn. Roll a death save.
One glorious turn of haste. It was lovely.
Oh, buddy.
That's a pass.
Okay, cool. You do not start walking towards the light. Bring us to
Me?
who is yes. I was like M. All I could think was Martha, and I was like Dr. Martha.
She's in here
Yes,
somewhere.
Moss. Quinny falls under the ruthless assault of the black spider.
Fuck. Okay. I'm like, okay, well, Butthole and Reginald are on Archibald, so I guess take this guy. Shit. Wait, just one sec.
Time
'Cause no-
slows
no,
as
I'm-
adrenaline courses through you.
Yeah, because now I'm really scared. I just got the hammer. No. Moss is going to try. She's over by Archibald. She's going to try to take him out so that everyone can turn their attention on the black spider.
Yep.
Because it's just too powerful. She's not going to be able to take him by herself. So it's like, okay. And the hammers continue swinging.
Okay, go for it.
Bro, I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm pretty sure that will hit 19 plus
Yep.
12. And then the second one be 17, which I think doesn't hit.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so I'm gonna divine smite again at level 3.
Although Laura, you can roll with advantage because Archibald is also fighting Butthole.
Okay, excellent.
Not Quinny anymore, but still fighting Butthole right now.
13 plus 8 is 21
Yep,
plus
that'll do.
4. Yeah. Okay. So I am going to... So the first one, I'll add Divine Smite at level 3. So that's going to be... let's do the normal damage first, though.
Okay.
12 slashing damage.
Okay.
Just a little itty-bitty bit. But then the Radiance comes in.
Well, he is a symbiote guy now, so...
Ooh, and we're rolling high.
Oh, yeah.
14 plus 6 is 20. It's 25. 31 radiant damage. But this is all just the first hit.
Did you double that, or... I mean,
No,
not-
I haven't doubled it. So 62 radiant damage.
Maybe. I don't know. I can't tell you, but...
And then the second hit does 11 slashing damage. And then just 6 radiant or 12 radiant.
12 radiant? Okay.
Fuck.
So Moss, just with all the desperation you can manage, you just kind of channel all of your like paladin energy into the swing, and you crack the side of him, and there's just like this moment of the symbiote sort of screeching and undulating, and something kind of fucked up happens as the creature kind of like undulates and screams. And you can see it start to burn up the way that you saw the substance back in the mines burn up. You actually hear its voice say, "What?" as Archibald basically ejects out the back. And he kind of like launches himself out the back of the symbiote. And you watch as he digs a blade up under the black spider and drags it along under his abdomen. And as he begins to scurry away, he just turns over his shoulders like, "Get fucked, I'm the king of the Horde now!" And then he disappears into the crowd. I will let Butthole and Reginald, you can try and take an attack of opportunity at him. It'll be a disadvantage because he's, like, you're still fighting the symbiote as it's, like, fucked up. But, you know, you can try and squish the man as he runs away.
I mean, there's no world where I don't take this shot.
Yeah.
So Butthole swinging in at it's a 12.
12.
But he's farting himself out of a symbiote, so I have no idea what his AC is.
Well, he's still wearing his armor is the problem. So,
Oh, okay.
so that won't go through.
Okay, and for Reginald, Jesus Christ, what even is his bonus right now? Okay, it's the 22.
22 will hit, yep.
Yeah, he's real strong right now, so it's much nastier to get hit by him. Okay, so he is coming in, hitting another one into a 2. Fuck me. It will be 7 regular damage.
Okay.
Plus 7 bludgeoning damage plus, the absolute max, 12 fire damage. 2 6s on 2d6.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So 18 damage total.
18 damage total. Yeah, so you managed to, and that was Reginald?
That was Reginald.
As he kind of like is ejecting out the back, I think you just like reach out with a claw and just like manage to get it like just into the top of his chest as he springs out. And you just tear through his armor and leave like trenches down his chest. So he's still up. He looks fucking rough. He like makes his cut and run. But as he's going, it's like it's a scuttle and like a trying to hold blood in as he like laughs and runs away through the crowd. Yeah, he's in real rough shape.
We could chase him later. That's fine. Thinks Butthole. Reginald thinks. Fucks it up.
We're gonna lose Reginald. He's just off. He's gonna go.
He's only gonna be like this for the invincibility a minute.
Right.
The other thing's an hour.
So he fucks off into the crowd. Quinny. In the darkness of your mind, you just hear a faint echoing of like, if I leave here tomorrow, and a form appears, sort of walking out of the light, and kind of drops down into a crouch, flipping a wing over, and you see Gary standing over you, and just says, Quinny, it is not your time.
Gary?
Yes, you are close to death. This is not good.
That makes sense.
Yes, it is not great.
No, it's not. But
Roll your save.
Fail.
And he's like, oh, okay, you're getting up and coming closer to me. Don't do that. Stay down.
I just want to say hi.
No. We look with your eyes, not with your hands. We talk from here.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Quinny, why are you dead?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I turned around and then pain. Lots and lots of pain.
Well, I am sorry to hear that, my friend.
Yeah, I was going fast. Faster than usual. And I guess just wasn't ready.
Well, you live fast, die young, as they say.
Uh-huh.
I got executed slowly. It was they just dragged me up on stage. It was a whole thing. But
I heard. I'm really sorry. I'm trying to, do right by you out here.
oh yeah, is the revolution happening?
I wish you could see the whole Freebird thing going on.
Oh, yeah?
And it's you would call it glorious.
I can't believe they took that up.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Quinny, I enjoy our talks, but I sincerely hope you do not die here.
Oh yeah, me too.
Well, fingers crossed. All right, so we cut back out. It occurs to me that I completely forgot Butthole and Reginald because I took their attacks of opportunity as their turns, as if that's how much damage they can do. So, you know what? Let me just check my phone here. Yeah, it's time for the Tingly Boys. So, Tingly Boys.
It's Tingle time.
The symbiote burns up on Moss's hammer. Before being blasted to ash and yelling after Reginald or Archibald. Jesus. Archibald disappears into the crowd. You're facing down against Nesnar the Black Spider. I think for you, Reginald, you're drugged up, so you're not clocking any of this, but like, I don't think you ever really met this guy. Like, you knew he was around, you saw him a bunch, but it's always like, at distance, glorious leader kind of nonsense.
Yeah, he talked about him, but Reginald he wasn't dealing with them on a day-to-day basis. A lot of his job was to have been promoted as much as he was and then no more.
Yeah. And Butthole, you very much, you kind of recognize this guy, but also it was a long time ago and he wasn't really that powerful in your world because you didn't get you guys stopped him. You stopped him before he became this.
Correct.
So unpleasant, but doable.
Okay. So Archibald's gone.
Yep.
The symbiote is still here fighting, or symbiote's dead?
Yep.
Great. Butthole is going to look at the black spider, see that the black spider has hurt Quinny, gets so mad that his eyes start glowing with hellfire, and he's going to look at the black spider and just say, "You go to hell." And he's going to cast Banishment at level 6
I know
to
that
try to
one.
blast. He can attempt to send one creature he can see within range to another plane of existence. We need a charisma saving throw DC 18. It requires that you have an item distasteful to the target. And knowing how much this black spider said he hates this world, as the one-off butthole that only exists in this world and nowhere else when everyone else is everywhere, I would argue he is the most distasteful thing to this target.
He also he killed your Quinny, so like, yeah.
Fuck this guy.
What's the DC?
18.
Oh, I got a 15. Oh no.
Well, I hope he has a nice time in hell.
How long does the banishment last?
Funny thing.
They just go there, baby.
Well,
Unless you got something.
if I remember banishment correctly, they're gone to that the other plane for 1 minute. But if they are not native to this plane of existence, we use the word dimension a lot here. They just go home and can't come back.
Fucking A, that is very true.
I want to just double check.
Yeah,
Let's
I
double check
also
it.
recall that.
They don't say that on the card, but if it did,
Well, let's go to the board.
I would have gone with it too.
Holy shit. This would be a fucking, like, haymaker if this goes through.
If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left, or in the nearest unoccupied space if the space is occupied. Otherwise, the target doesn't return. So you have the option to bring him back, because the standard thing is, if it's native to where you are, it goes to a harmless demi-plane. While there, it's incapacitated, because basically just has no way of interacting with things. It remains there until the spell ends. Again, the spell is 1 minute.
So his gold armor is gone, but so's the fucking black spider. Am I right? This guy can go fuck himself.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I would like to say that, it's a different plane, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. No, man, that just works. That's he fucks off back to Grimdark Dimension with a sliced open belly, which, fun. So, Tyler, if I'm understanding that card or the spell correctly, then like he's just fucking there, or is it just a minute and then he pops back?
It is up to the spellcaster. Basically, if they're native to this plane of existence, it's a minute and then they're back.
Right.
If they belong in another plane of existence or another dimension, as we've been using, within that 1 minute time span, the caster can decide to end the spell early and they would reappear here.
Yeah.
But if they let it go for the full minute, they just don't come back.
So, Ryan, I mean, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. But the big bad evil guy who dropped Quinny in a single flurry of attacks, God Emperor of the Horde, you bring that guy back?
Okay, 2 things. 1, I love this, and 2, I'm honest and I wish I wasn't. 1, no, fuck this guy. There's no way I'm bringing this guy back. 2, technically this is a concentration spell, and if it ends before a minute, then he would pop back into this plane of existence, correct? Based on the rules?
Yeah.
So no, I'm not bringing him back. But we got to get through 60 seconds of Butthole maintaining concentration to not have a black spider.
Interesting. Okay, well, I think we've got a Quinny to revive. And then it sounds like we should chase Archibald Tingler.
I mean, it sounds like we should. But next up's Reginald, and I don't think he's thinking about Quinny.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Is he thinking about Archibald?
Reginald? Yeah, man. He saw a guy run away from him. He wants to kill his dad more than anything. Also, if he doesn't do it within the next minute, he's not invulnerable anymore. It's never going to get better than right now.
Can I ask something just about his headspace, just because I think this would be fascinating? All this time, it's been about the deal. Well, I'm sorry, a good portion of this time, it's been about the deal of, I'll help you if you let me into that vault to get the symbiote, the slime that makes me strong. And the slime that makes your dad strong was just burnt up on Moss's hammer. Like, what is he thinking now that, like, the big treasure that was kind of his incentive to keep him strong, to keep him safe, it's gone partly because of him and, like, his team.
I mean, he kind of had to deal with that back in the cave.
That's true,
which was
too,
like,
yeah.
oh, the goo is bad. Like, the goo, his dad may have been able to control it, but knowing the deal is like, then it goes bad and you just let it eat your soul. Reginald would never fucking crack. Like, Reginald would bury that underground and, like, seal off the cave. So all he's seeing right now is the goo's out of play. Archibald's running, which means he's losing, and Reginald is invulnerable for about 40 more seconds. This is if I don't kill Dad now, he's going to re-gear and I lose forever. This was like, when you take the big swing, it's like he put it all on the line today. He knows there's, like, tomorrow, Archibald will have a new plan and we lose. So today we got to kill Archibald, and this black spider disappearing means he has a shot that wasn't counted on. Like, this is the villain who turned on another villain to get away, made a bad fucking call. A man who's been tactically perfect for Reginald's whole life made the stupidest mistake in the world, which is like, look at you, you weird penis. And then he like tries to escape, and the weird penis is incredibly capable, destroys the other thing, and now he can hunt his father. This is heaven for him. The only thing he was missing in Grimdark Faerun was a brother.
That's really nice.
And he's also thinking,
Right, yeah, that too. That's just always
it's in there right now.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time. Christopher Little, Sue 1, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn 1138, Alarain Okapi, OMG It's Big Nick, D&D and Things, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Flea Unit, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Nithrian, Garbo Ape, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia De Los Hoodless, Diovassis, Loki Burrito, Squishy Werewolf, Remy, Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.